What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, fantastic afternoon, fantastic pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hassan Piker. This is the Hassan Piker broadcast coming to you live from...
That's a Megaphonics W right there.
Sunny California, Los Angeles, folks. We're live and alive, and that was a Megaphonics W, actually, as a matter of fact. That was Megaphonics' very own Vice President Trump featuring Hasanabi and Old Joe. Absolute banger of an intro song. Just wanted to get the day started, set the mood right. You know what I'm saying? This is the part of the broadcast where I tell you a little bit about my personal news about what's going on in the world of Hasanabi Piker. Ended the broadcast last night after a half day. And what did I do? Not really much. I just fucking ordered some food because I was starving. The food got canceled. Halal guys, Koreatown canceled my ass, which was probably a good thing because I was so tired, even though I was starving, that I didn't end up ordering more food. I just slammed the protein shake and I passed the fuck out. I was so tired I couldn't even jork it. Do you understand? I was so goddamn tired that I could not even jork it. That's how devastating the situation is. I passed out. I woke up and I woke Alex up. Well, Alex was actually awake before me even. And we went to work out. It was squat day, okay? Asses on lock. Alex squatted for the first time in his life with a barbell. It was the first time he ever did a barbell squat, which we're very proud of. Alex has been on my regimen for the most part. I've been trying to get him to eat more. What I was saying is I've been on a deficit for quite some time. As you guys know, I've been trying to cut down. I've been trying to get down to 220 pounds. I'm at 230. The reason why I'm talking about this is because Alex is a pretty high metabolism, like higher than normal, right? Like a lot higher than normal. That's why he's super shredded. My metabolism is dog shit, and a lot of people don't believe me. They're like, no, you're tubby. You must be eating a lot, like whatever. This entire past week, Alex has been on my training regimen, and also simultaneously, he's been eating even more than myself. I've been trying to give him more food than even I eat, than I consume. This motherfucker lost 10 pounds almost. He lost 8 pounds since he's been here with my cardio and with my training regimen. I have stayed the same weight. And I eat less than him, and I work out more than him. He skipped a couple of workouts in between. And when we go play basketball, he just like sits out a lot of the games when I still keep playing. So I'm working out more than he is, and also simultaneously eating less than he is. My weight does not fucking move. He lost 8 pounds. And even like, yeah, he went out drinking a couple nights ago. And I have 40 pounds on him, and I have a lot more muscle mass than he does. So like my metabolism is supposed to be like much faster across the board. Like my resting metabolic rate is supposed to be higher than his. I have 40 pounds on him. We are around the same age. Like he's only 1 year younger than me. I'm telling you right now, it is wild how good his metabolism is and how bad my metabolism is wild. And then I see shit like this and it makes me sad, and I'm like, I need to do steroids.
If you ate 1,000 calories a day of just donuts, you will get fat. And I replied to the comment, I'm like, I disagree. It's not even...
I mean, he's wrong. That person is wrong. Sam Silik is right. You will not get fat if you eat only 1,000. You will die. You will die before you get fat. You will lose weight unless you're like a baby, okay? Also, 1,000 calories of donuts is like 3 donuts. What do you mean? Imagine being like, yeah, my diet is 3 donuts. Sick. That's also crazy. Do you have nutritionist recommendations or cardio tips? Yeah. Obviously, the best possible cardio for fat burn or like weight loss in general is staying between 120 to 130 beats per minute. More than that is going to be too much exertion. That'll make you even hungrier. That'll make you way more exerted. But it's good to also obviously do that for regular cardio reasons. Like it's better to improve your cardio by pushing the limit and doing high intensity interval training. And as far as cardio goes, do what you like, do what you enjoy, do what you find to be fun. There's definitely an activity that you can enjoy doing. Some people like basketball. I love basketball. That's what I do for my cardio. I hate running. I love basketball. However, some people love running. They're freaks. Okay. I don't get it. Some people like rowing. Rowing is great. I like rowing as well. I mean, I still get bored doing it, but you know, basketball is so much more dynamic for me. Some people like Rock climbing, that's another good exercise as well. Even walking is great if you like that sort of thing. Some people like tennis. Just find something you enjoy doing and then just keep doing it over and over again. Yeah, last night Y2K occurred and I only found out about it because my mom, I woke up to a text message on the family group chat from my mom. I don't know if your moms are like this too, but like my mom is so ominous with her fucking vague posting. She's in Turkey right now and she just dropped like the most like vague general statement at 1:37 a.m. Los Angeles time. She texted, "Hello, ... Are you aware of what's going on? ? It's 1:37 a.m. What's beautiful about this is that she didn't even say anything else. That's it. So I woke up to that text message thinking like something happened, like something devastating happened to the family. You know what I mean? I sent a bunch of question marks. Is everything okay? And then she starts talking about the cyber attack. It's 6 a.m. And it's like, Mom, you can't do that. You can't just like drop a vague post like that at 6:30 a.m. That's the first thing I see. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? Is she okay? Is my family okay? Is everything going to be all right? And it wasn't even a cyber attack, but it's just like my mom at the time thought it was. I don't know why like moms do that when they like vague post. She just has this ominous energy when she texts. I think it's because it's a generational thing. I think she just doesn't know. Like, I don't think she knows how to send these sorts of text messages in a way that is not like vague. My mom did the call me when you get a chance text when I was at work the other day and I was thinking like someone has died, but she just needed me to check on the family dog when they were out of town. Yeah, that it is wild. I don't know what it is. Like, it's like a very mom thing to do. And I don't know why. When they send a text message like that, most people's reaction to that text message is like a death has occurred in the family. Like something super serious has gone down. My mom hits me with a, can you get a hold of your brother? And I usually think he's dead. Oh my God, my mom did that yesterday. We haven't been able to reach him. I'm like, yeah, he's probably working. Like, it's fine. Why are you like this? Why is everything so amped up? Like, you can't be sending these ominous ass text messages, Mom. Legit Q, why is every political dude framing the media's coverage of Biden as the elites forcing him out? Like the voters don't want him no mo. The Democratic Party is so used to just like voters voting unconditionally for whoever the fuck the Democratic Party wants. And Biden is basically taking advantage of that because like the Democratic Party's posture has always been, we get elected because the other side is much worse. So it's fear-based voting. And Biden and his team are making this calculation. It's more so Biden's team that's making this calculation. That fear is going to set in when it's too late to make this decision, when it's too late to change the course, to change the trajectory. Once we get to the convention, it's over. Biden is a candidate and everyone will fucking get together, unify under the Biden ticket, and we'll start yelling at everybody that doesn't want to vote for Joe Biden and tell them that they want fascism. Biden's team is not even trying to put him across the finish line on November 5th. They're trying to get him across the finish line for the DNC. After that, it doesn't matter. Even if he fucking dies, they're just going to roll his carcass over and say you have to vote for this carcass and nothing else. Like, you can't do anything. Now, there's a couple different motivations here, though. There's a couple different motivations here. Like, the Democratic Party's establishment, all of these people that have like basically had control over the Democratic Party that care about, like Mitch McConnell has ideological interest in the continuation of the Republican Party. Nancy Pelosi, in a similar vein, has an ideological interest in the continuation of the Democratic Party, right? Sure, they fundraise off of Trump pretty well, but they don't want Donald Trump and also on top of that, like a red House and a red Senate, and then have nothing, and then have the Donald Trump administration basically do Project 2025 and rip apart the federal agencies and institute like severe mechanisms that are impossible to roll back, as the last Trump presidency kind of fucked a lot of stuff up. So that's the reason why they are genuinely, and I do believe this, terrified of the Biden reelection chances. They're looking at the polls. They're looking at a lot of people that normally would have voted for the Democratic Party refusing to vote for Biden. And they're very worried about that. They're very worried about the prospect of a Trump reelection. What's the media's place in this? Why aren't they also putting pressure on Biden? They are. They're basically covering it nonstop. There's leaks everywhere. It's a leaky faucet up in this bitch. Virtually every member of Congress and people in positions of power that are close to Biden have openly stated that he must drop out, with the exception of like 8 people. Major donors told Biden, his team, and the DNC that they will not be donating anymore. I know. The reason why donors have a say in this process is because that's all the Democratic Party and the Republican Party cares about. Let's watch some of the media coverage, because I wanted to see how the media would frame Donald Trump's statements, because he started off with like emotional calls and being like, I was shot. It was so emotional. I cried tears. I will never tell you the story ever again. He did that, and that's fine. You know, he's going to milk it. Obviously, he got fucking shot at. But then he turned around and basically did the rally, I think, that he was going to do before he got domed. Like, he literally went for 2 hours nonstop. He broke his previous records in both 2016 and 2020 for longest speech at a convention, like longest presidential candidacy acceptance speech. And he was unstoppable in terms of yapping. And the yap sesh got so out of control and so fucking boring that I feel as though even his like most ride or die MAGA fans were by the end of it like, we've heard this before. Come on, please. Lots of papers clearly printed today's front pages based on the prepared, not the delivered remarks. It's obvious. In a departure, Trump calls for unity, healing in America. Trump emphasizes unity from the Dallas Morning News. Pioneer Press, Trump takes a unity tone. He did not. After attempt on life, can Trump unite the U.S. from the RNC? Trump, we must heal discord. Somber Trump pledges everything I have to give. And it's like so obvious that they just did not listen to the speech and turned around and wrote it, because this was not even remotely different from any of his like normal speeches. The only difference in this speech was that he did not call out Joe Biden by name, with the exception of like 2 or 3 different times. But over the course of the 2-hour speech that he delivered, he rarely talked about Joe Biden, which I think was strategic. And it wasn't because he wanted to do a call for unity. It was because he knows that Joe Biden might not be the candidate. So he switched the narrative from Joe Biden to this administration. He kept saying this administration. Why did he say this administration? Because he recognizes that there's a high likelihood that Joe Biden drops out and Kamala Harris replaces him on the ticket. This is a pretty good summary of like how the speech started and where it went. It's a weird but pretty good speech. The past few weeks have gone about as badly as possible for Democrats, and they're likely underdogs against Trump regardless of who they nominate. But the opportunity to reset the campaign with a non-Biden nominee is a twist of good fortune. Semi-retract this tweet. This speech is boring as fuck, but there are worse things politically speaking than being boring. Fully retract and rescind. Sometimes it seems like both parties are trying to throw this election. It's not sometimes, it's all the time. Everything that I have seen from both parties so far in this election cycle is a race to the bottom. They are trying to do what Felix likes to call the record-breaking election where only 50,000 people vote. Because Republicans regularly at the state level keep doing insane shit. Like they're like, hey, I know right now that we are called the Christo-fascist party, but I don't really care. I do want to do Christo-fascism. I think we should force everyone to read the Bible for 3 of the courses in class until grade 8. And it's like, why did you do that? Where did this come from? Absolutely 0 people were demanding this. Why are you just popping off like this? We need to put a copy of the 10 Commandments in every fucking classroom. Shit like that. And it's like, no one asked for this. You're just kind of popping out of the gates with no reason right now. They'll be like, oh yeah, right now, this is a time when like everyone is dialed in on abortion and women's bodily autonomy and reproductive rights. Let's ban IVF. Let's get together. Let's bring all the Baptists together and let's officially make a statement about like restricting IVF, which is polling at like 90%, like 98% approval. You know what I mean? Why would you do that? Like, why would you do that? That's the Republican side. On the Democratic side, we have a carcass. The Democratic platform is not unpopular. Democratic senators and Democratic congresspersons that are running on the same ballot underneath Joe Biden have been outperforming Joe Biden, sometimes by 10 points, which is insane. Now, that number is actually closing in. Why is it closing in? Because people are recognizing that Biden is a fucking carcass. And that has down ballot consequences as well. You don't have a lot of split ticket voters. That's not like a real thing. Joe Biden, every other day when he is not like going, when he in his more coherent moments, is talking about how much he loves Israel and talking about how much he wants to do Trump-style immigration policies, basically making sure that not a single Hispanic or a young voter, sometimes both, because the Hispanic vote is pretty young in some of these important states like Arizona, Nevada, and New Mexico, is basically ensuring that no young Hispanic ever votes for him. So the instincts are very weird on both sides. Very strange election. I was fearful that a lot of the reaction to Trump's RNC speech was going to be the classic, like, he became president on this day. He was doing a great job. He was so united. And some of the local news, some of the local press reflects that false narrative, especially in the titles, as we just saw. However, I don't believe that live network television coverage is going to reflect that, because it was very obvious that Donald Trump was not trying to be the great uniter last night at all. The only time he brought up unity, as a matter of fact, was when he was talking about how in order to unite this country, you have to drop all of the cases against me, which seems a little self-serving, doesn't it?